Good.
What's going on, Nelly?
What's up? All right, jump into questions for Coach.
Max Murin seems to be really kind of lighting things up here ever since the Iowa State duel. What have you seen out of him and his bonus point production this season?
I think when he keeps it fast and there's pizzazz in his wrestling, I think he's pretty good. There's things that have gone on with this team that, we've had to wade through some stuff, and he's had to wade through some stuff. And if there was propaganda, if this program was about propaganda, you would advertise it because that wasn't him out there in that loss he had. All that being said, he's a warrior first and foremost. He's always game. He brings a big stick, and it really doesn't matter how he feels. So for me to say what I just said, to him, it doesn't matter. But when you're not, up to top, feeling good, and he doesn't complain. I mean, not once. Very similar to Brandon Sorensen. No maintenance, no drama, just go out and do your job.
Is there a part of his wrestling that he's kind of involved with? I think a lot of people, have seen him be physical. The joke was leading with his face a lot. He'd be bruised and cut up. But it seems like he's maybe kind of varied a little bit more in his attacks.
I think that, he brings the wood, and he's pretty diverse as well. So he can be physical, and I think he definitely, he comes from Strip Matter Club, and they certainly have high wrestling IQ. So, yeah.
Friday's duel is the 300th, I think, wrestling duel at Carver. When you hear that number, what kind of runs through your mind?
Tradition, history, the present, and the future. Most importantly, we got to keep a good thing going. We have a fan base that's showed up not 1 year, season ticket sellout, 2 years in a row, season ticket sellout. And, last year that buzz with that team carried the sales. And then this year, we had a lot of new guys to replace. And so our fans have showed up. But we got to do our job too. So that's what goes through my mind.
What's your earliest memory of Carver? Because it opened, I think, before you got to campus, right? As a student athlete.
83, I believe. My earliest memory of Carver is Iowa Public Television, and then knowing the history. And, Tim Riley had the first win in here in a dual meet against the University of Oklahoma in 1983. And when you hear Gable and even Riley and, some of the now old-timers talk about it, there was still dust on the floor, and as the duel went on and guys were getting slammed on the mat, the dust started to rise, and it was a dusty, kind of like there was fog in the air because the construction had just got done, and actually they were late in their construction, if my facts are correct, where I believe it was supposed to be a men's basketball game that was supposed to be the first event, but they weren't ready to open, and so it was deferred to University of Iowa and the University of Oklahoma dual meet. So Tim Riley gets the honors, and he had a win, and it might have been lopsided.
It seems kind of fitting that first event that's held in that building is wrestling, and now it's one of the premier, the mecca of wrestling.
Well, it's a house that Gable built, and it's no secret that Roy Carver Sr. was a huge Gable fan, and the history there. So, yeah, I agree. We got a dual meet with Northwestern. We got to be ready. We'll see what our lineup looks like. We may have some fill-ins, and the funny thing is with some of these fill-ins is you're not wanting to ruin certifications. So, we got guys sometimes, weighing in at one weight and wrestling up a weight, and that's just the way the rules are. So, those weigh-in certification rules, they're strict. So we gotta do it right. So that's what we're looking forward to. Appreciate it. Thanks.
What was that?
I mean, all three of them the best. I meant the best crowd. That's what I meant.
Throw something at him.
You're lucky you like Mac Murin.
I do like that.
You ever thought about making him your walkout song?
I was going to change my walkout song. I actually changed it for one match during Minnesota last year, but I didn't wrestle very good, and I go, oh, I'm sticking to Ice Ice Baby. Because
I didn't even notice. What'd you change
yeah.
it to?
Here comes the hot stepper. Cameron told me to. That I never listen to that guy. He always leads you in the wrong direction.
I feel like in every other aspect, he's led you in the right way.
Yeah. He's a pretty good guy. I'll give it to him.
Well, Max, for you, you've really kind of hit another gear here recently. What's been key or what's been working for you here the last maybe 5, 6, 7 matches where you've really, scored a lot of points?
Yeah, I mean, old dog, new tricks, I guess, huh? I guess just scoring points, like you said. Keeping my pace high. I have a really high pace, so not trying to hold on to anything. I feel like that in the past I was trying to, hold, like, I didn't want to get scored again, so I didn't want to, have my action high, or, I didn't want to be vulnerable to getting points scored against me, where now it's just, I have a super high pace. I can score a lot of points. Even if I do get taken down, it's not a big deal. I can go out and score a lot of takedowns, a lot of back points, and just score a lot of points in general.
Obviously a lot of people have seen you be physical, stingy on the mat, but it just seems like you've really opened up things. Is there anything in your wrestling that you've kind of evolved on, over the last year?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think I have the best coaches in the country and in the world, and they help me. I think the biggest thing was coming back after last season. I didn't like how my season ended, so I was just like, you know what, screw it. I'm just gonna throw it all aside, and I'm just gonna get better at wrestling. I'm gonna score as many points as I can. So that was the biggest thing, is just being able to score as many points as I can, keep my pace super high. Something I had to talk with Terry about that I really loved. He goes, no way should someone beat you with one takedown. So if someone does, I do slip on a banana peel and I give up a takedown. It's not a big deal. I'm going to score 4, 5, 6, 7 takedowns. So no one can beat me with one takedown, and my pace is way too high.
When did that lesson kind of come? When did Terry share that lesson?
Yeah, I think just coming back. I mean, I obviously didn't achieve my goals last year, and I had some hard talks, and I had to dig deep and figure out stuff about myself and about wrestling, and that was just one of the things where I lost in the blood round and give up one takedown. I was just going, no one should beat me by me giving up one takedown. I should be getting, like I said, multiple takedowns, where if I do slip on a banana peel, like the coaches always say, it's not a big deal.
When did that switch flip? Was it like after that conversation with Terry, or when did you start to feel like, yeah, like I can maintain this high pace?
Yeah, for sure. I think just like I said earlier, just after season, just coming back, when I was just like, you know what, I tried holding on and keeping it close, and it didn't go my way, so I'm just going to go out there and score as many points as I can. If I do only score one takedown, I'm going to find a way to win. So I think just like not achieving my goals, and then having coaches talks with the coaches, and just figuring out, this is how I'm going to wrestle the best of my ability. So I'm just going to go out there and score as many points as I can, keep my pace super high.
How much did coming up short again last year impact the decision to come back? It sounded like it played a pretty big role.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. I mean, it wasn't easy. I definitely, it's not fun, like, falling short. You go again and again and again, but, it's made me a better person, made me a better man, and I love the sport of wrestling. That's what it came down to, where, any chance I get to compete in the Iowa State, I'm going to take it. So, I mean, they give me 5 more years, I'm going to take them, because I love competing, and I love going out there in Cobra Hawkeye Arena and just going out there, putting it on the line and competing every day.
Are you aware of, kind of the results, as far as like, you have 7 bonus point victories. Do you kind of take inventory of that, or is it just something that you're more concerned about the performance themselves and not necessarily whether it's a major, tech, pin, whatever?
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I definitely don't look back and overanalyze it. I definitely just do my job, score as many points as I can, try to get the pin, and then move forward. And man up. I like to say my initials are M3, so that's my initials. And then also one of my biggest sayings is man up, make adjustments, move forward. So that's what I like to do every single match, every single day. Just keep getting better every single day. Keep moving forward. Keep making adjustments. Keep moving on. So not really looking back at the past results and or like how many tech falls or majors or anything like that.
One of the concerns after Illinois for the whole team was things were slowed down. The other team maybe dictated the pace. How do you think the guys kind of corrected that Sunday against Purdue, being, more in control of the tempo?
Yeah, I mean, we have some really, really good guys in the team. I mean, my teammates are awesome. They can score a lot of points. They're really good wrestlers. They work really hard. So I think anytime they don't put a lot of points on the scoreboard, I think they take it hard just like I do. And I think we did make a really good adjustment from Friday night to Sunday night, just in 2 days, just scoring a lot of points and lighting up the scoreboard and just leaving it all out on the wrestling mat.
Last thing for me, how are the plans for the European trip after graduation?
Yeah, I mean, Warner and I, we have this trip planned out. I don't know, we don't really have anything planned about it, but I'm ready for whatever. So I've never really been out of the country besides like Mexico. So we'll see. My dad just started working at the airport, so I get free flights. So that's going to be pretty nice. So I'm excited. I mean, if we actually do it, I think it's going to be a good time. But the thing is, I don't know if we're actually going to do it. But
I keep saying Sunday. Friday's duel. It's the 300th wrestling duel meet at Carver. Kind of cool.
yeah.
I feel like you're probably of the age that Carver's kind of always been this wrestling mecca for as long as you probably remember. When did you first realize that Carver was, kind of this big wrestling venue?
Yeah, so I actually, when I was in 8th grade, Jody Stripmatter, the coach at Young Guns, brought me out in a van. Spencer was on the trip. Caleb Young was on the trip. Even guys like Jason Nolf was on the trip. So there's a lot of really good wrestlers who came on that trip. And I watched Tony Ramos pin, I think it was actually another Young Guns guy, Jimmy Golubon, and the place exploded. And it was like, literally, like, I felt like it was like shaking. I go, holy crap, this is the coolest wrestling environment I've ever seen in my life. So I think that was when I was like, wow, this is different. This is like no other place I've ever seen. So that's when I really seen it. And then ever since then, I was like, Carver's awesome. Carver's awesome. Like, it's awesome. And I think I made sure I came back the next year for Penn State, and Ramos pinned, I think, Conaway the next year then. So it was just like one after another, and the place exploded again. I was like, wow, this is awesome. So that was the first time I really got the Carver Hawkeye Arena experience.
Yeah. Well, and since you've been part of the program, what have you kind of learned just about the history of the place?
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of history. I mean, a lot of amazing matches. I mean, guys like Royce Alger, Tom and Terry. I mean, there's just these crazy matches. I used to watch Terry versus Jeff Prescott all the time growing up in Carver, and the place was going crazy, and I really wanted to wrestle there, and then when I did wrestle there, it didn't disappoint, and it's been awesome, and the fans are awesome, and the environment is awesome. So I don't have very many matches left here, so I'm going to take advantage of all of them and get the whole full experience.
All right, thanks, Matt.